fans, be sure to show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Well, let's look back at Todd's keys from the pregame show sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
All right, the lefties. Well, what we knew is we had 6 of our 8 starters today were going to hit from the left side of the plate. Certainly we had some splits working against Carlos Martinez, but at the same time we had some slumping left-handed hitters. I thought there were some really good at-bats. It didn't end up in a Cubs win, but you know what? Moving on to Cincinnati, I'm really encouraged from what I saw from Hayward, Zobrist, Rizzo in particular in the middle of the lineup. Each had multiple quality at-bats today against some good pitching, so let's hope that that plays itself out in Cincinnati as all three, I should say, look to kind of heat back up again. The stretch, I thought there would be a real opportunity against Carlos Martinez. There were some real obvious numbers that with runners in scoring position and guys on base, he starts to struggle a little bit, maybe get a little wild in the zone, if you will. He didn't really do that today. He was able to kind of command the zone. I know that the weather factored into this as well. The rain was coming. I saw an aggressiveness from Cub hitters in innings 3 through 5 that you usually don't see. And then the inside edge with Kyle Hendricks. Bottom line is he did pitch to both sides of the plate. His ball just didn't have movement early in the ballgame. That's what I noticed. He didn't have his sink on his fastball. Now, he did find it and did finish stronger than he certainly started, but early in that ballgame, pitches were up a little bit and didn't have nearly as much tilt. First time in 14 consecutive starts that the Cubs starter didn't go 6 innings, but they've still got the 5 innings intact, and I know that takes them way back. But quick board here, something that Chris Camp, one of our guys here crunching numbers, does such a tremendous job with. We talk so much about the hot bats early in the season. This is comparing the first 8 games, Todd, to the last 6 games with what you were just talking about. How do all these numbers factor in? Are we watching the bats cool off, or is it opponents? Just guys kind of finding their way in April. It's the cycles of the game of baseball. Yeah. Remember, we get to watch these guys 162 times a year, and that's really what it comes down to, is that you get the ins and outs, the ups and the downs that lineups go through. And what we're witnessing right now is a team that is getting it done with the pitching. The winning hasn't stopped. They're going to get back to their winning ways, and the bats are going to pick back up again. In fact, I'd probably expect them to be even better in Cincinnati. But through this series, and St. Louis has some good pitching to go along with it, the bats have cooled off a little bit. All right, well, Cubs fall 5-3 in the finale at St. Louis. Of course, take the series, having won the first 2 games. We'll be right back on Cubs Post Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Make sure he's in bed by 8.
Sometimes I get scared.
Scared of what, Danny?
The things I can't see.
Got a weird feeling. Almost forgot. In case anything happens.
Dad, I got this.
Thank you. Ordering Chinese food is a very predictable experience. I order B14, I get B14. No surprises. Buying business internet, on the other hand, can be a roller coaster white-knuckle thrill ride. You're promised one speed, but do you consistently get it? You do with Comcast Business. It's reliable, just like Kung Pao fish. Thank you, Pink.
Reliably fast internet starts at $59.95 a month. Comcast Business, built for business.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill.
The most durable, longest-lasting brand in its class has great deals. Now at your Honda dealer.
The staff was warm and friendly.
The sessions with all the Advanced Urology Associates professionals were inspiring and motivating.
I would recommend this facility to all cancer victims.
If you or a loved one is affected by prostate cancer, the Prostate Cancer Center at Advanced Urology Associates can help, specializing in only prostate cancer treatment. And our results, well, they speak for themselves. Call today for a consultation in one of our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. Advanced Urology Associates. Safe, simple, and effective.
We check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's series opener in Cincinnati. Jake Arrieta, the stopper, the ace, going for the Northsiders. So he'll be going up against Brandon Finnegan, who no-hit the Cubs for 6 2/3 innings last week at Wrigley. As for Arrieta, he's coming off an 8-inning shutout performance against the Rockies on, of course, Saturday.
Yeah, and I think we've all trained ourselves to expect the greatness from Jake Arrieta. I expect it again tomorrow. Finnegan, he's the one. I think there's a little payback due with these Cubs hitters. Now, they had a good look at him and a little push there late in that ball game, but he was dealing early. So I expect better at-bats from the Cubbies tomorrow.
Well, and Jake Arrieta, has it surprised you at all with what he's done? I mean, he's been incredible. He just stepped it up again, and he'll have the opener in Cincinnati. We appreciate you watching Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. For Todd Hollinsworth, I'm Kelly Kroll, and coming up next, Sportsnet Central with Mark Schanowski and Chuck Garfien. They'll have all of these highlights, plus all of the highlights from Chicago sports this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
And we're here, magically. The show over there, we're over here. Welcome to Sportsnet Center, presented by Comcast Business. Here with Mark Schanowski, I'm Chuck Garfien.
The Blackhawks find themselves in a 3-1 hole against the St. Louis Blues, and now they won't have the services of Andrew Shaw for Game 5 because of a league suspension.
Plus, it took a while, but the Cubs went for the sweep in St. Louis today, and the White Sox look to be the first team in the American League to 10 wins. Sportsnet Central starts right now.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business.
Well, it did not take long for the NHL to act after watching the video of Andrew Shaw making a homophobic slur when he was sent to the penalty box in the closing minutes of last night's 4-3 loss. Shaw has been suspended for 1 game, also fined $5,000, both for using the slur and also making an obscene gesture at a game official. That means the Hawks lose the services of one of their most productive forwards for tomorrow night's potential elimination game in St. Louis. Pat Boyle has more.
I want to apologize for my actions. No excuses for anything. I want to apologize to the gay and lesbian community. It's not the type of guy I am. This is hard for me. I saw the video last night and I had a tough time sleeping, and you know what's gotten to me is I let my emotions get the better of me. I want to apologize to the organization, the NHL, my teammates, my family, my friends.
Andrew Shaw admitted he made a mistake late in Game 4 when he was shown on the game broadcast shouting a homophobic slur from the penalty box.
It was, hard to see. Emotions got the best of me. I didn't get any sleep last night. It was tough on me. Upset with myself, obviously. I'll never use that word again, that's for sure.
Obviously knows that he made a mistake in the heat of the moment last night, and I think that's the way we're all looking at it, is that in this moment, obviously there's a lot on the line for a hockey team, but at the end of the day, what happened at the end of the game last night is in some way a teachable moment that I think we can all be a little bit more conscious of the impact of that word might have, and know that it can't be used loosely.
What Andrew did was unacceptable, and like you said, a very good experience to learn from, and I want to extend my apologies as well.
Emotion is something that every team hopes to capture and take advantage of during a game, but there's a line that can't be crossed, which includes losing your cool, hurting your team, and distracting them from the goal they're trying to reach on the ice.
You got to really be careful, even though that you're playing with a ton of emotion. Sometimes you can say things that you regret. It's part of the game to try and keep yourself under control. Going forward, it has to be something that is scrutinized much more, something that we think about much more, and something that we're much more critical of ourselves when it comes to these matters.
While Shaw deals with a 1-game suspension and the $5,000 fine, he also has to deal with the reality that he may have played his last game as a member of the Blackhawks. Andrew will become a restricted free agent this summer, and it remains to be seen how this incident will affect his market value. Covering the Blackhawks, Pat Boyle, Comcast Sportsnet.
Thank you, Pat. The Blackhawks released the following statement, quote, "We are extremely disappointed in Andrew Shaw's actions last night. His comments do not reflect what we stand for as an organization. We are proud to have an inclusive and respectful environment and to support various initiatives such as the You Can Play Project and the Chicago Gay Hockey Association. We will use this opportunity to further educate our players and organization moving forward so that we all may learn from it," end quote.
All right, join us with more on the Blackhawks. It's Anson Carter from NBCSN. All right, let's start with Andrew Shaw. He's been suspended for Game 5. How does that affect the Blackhawks in this do-or-die situation?
It's a big loss because you're going to the opposition's arena. You want to create your own emotion. And Andrew Shaw is one of the emotional leaders for the Chicago Blackhawks. And they got to find a way to get someone else on that bench to get involved physically and emotionally to get that team going.
The Blackhawks have been in a must-win situation in the playoffs before against Vancouver, Detroit, and rallying to win Game 7s against the Ducks and Kings. But how is this situation against St. Louis different?
Well, St. Louis is a different team. They're not Vancouver, they're not Detroit, they're not the Ducks. This is a deeper team, a mentally tougher team, and I don't see them wilting like those previous teams against Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, the Blackhawks' top stars of Kane, Taves, and Hossa have yet to score in this series. What are the Blues doing to shut them down?
It's just stifling team defense. You watch Ken Hitchcock's teams over the years, and even this series, perfect example. They play five-man defense in all three zones. They've really limited the touches of Kane, Taves, and Hossa and made it really tough for those Chicago Blackhawks stars to get things going.
The Hawks, Ducks, and Kings are combined 0-6 at home. Is home ice during the playoffs irrelevant? And why do you think these so-called feared teams are struggling?
Yeah, I don't think home ice is irrelevant. I look at these series, and I look at San Jose. I look at Nashville, I look at St. Louis. Those are all really good road teams. I think that's why we're having this conversation right now. If there are poor road teams during the course of the regular season, you would see those first two games end up a little bit differently. But those teams are so good on the road that I'm not really that surprised they're able to have so much success in the opposition's arena.
All right, Anson Carter, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks, anytime.
And now for tonight's Twitter question. How confident are you that the Blackhawks can come back and win this series? Use the hashtag HawksTalk. We'll have some of your answers later in the show.
When you're on the floor, everyone has a responsibility to do their job. Everyone has to do their job. Do your job.
Got to be honest, I kind of missed that. Tom Thibodeau will now be doing two jobs for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tibbs signed a 5-year contract worth around $40 million to become the Wolves head coach and also the president of basketball operations. He will bring in veteran NBA executive Scott Layden as his general manager, but Tibbs will have the final say on all personnel matters. Minnesota, as you might know, has some of the best young talent in the league, including Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and Ricky Rubio. Franchise owner Glenn Taylor was looking for an established coach like Tibbs to help end a 12-year playoff drought. I think he got the right guy. It's time for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. And during his 5 seasons with the Bulls, Thibodeau's winning percentage of .647 ranks as the 6th best in NBA history. As you'd expect, Phil Jackson is number 1 at just over 70%, followed by Billy Cunningham, Greg Popovich, Casey Jones, and Celtics legend Red Auerbach. Comcast Business, Built for Business.
Yeah, those names weren't really impressive at all.
No.
Anthony Rizzo and the Cubs went for the sweep in rainy St. Louis, but after dominant starting pitching in the first 2 games, Kyle Hendricks got off to a rough start. Last year, Chris Sale did not win his 4th game until the end of May, but today he tried to match that number more than a month earlier. Sox and Angels highlights are next.
Sportsnet Central brought to you by Comcast Business. Comcast Business, built for business.
Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't. Professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
If you had $1 for every dollar car insurance companies say they'll save you by switching, you'd have like a ton of dollars. But how are they saving you those dollars? A lot of companies might answer or no comment. Then there's Esurance. Born online, raised by technology, and majors in efficiency. So whatever they save, you save. Hassle, time, paperwork, hair tearing out, and yes, especially dollars. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
For over 90 years, one name means more to car buyers. Grosinger City Toyota.
4 floors of new Toyotas with free valet parking. Get a new RAV4 for $228 a month with no down payment. All in for only $228 per month.
Grosinger City Toyota in Chicago.
Payday loans can charge 400% interest. Chapter 13, 0 interest. Parking tickets can suspend your license. Chapter 13 can reinstate your license. Red light tickets can get your car impounded. Chapter 13 can get your car released. Geraci Law is the law firm you trust to get you out of debt. Call or click now to see if you qualify.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Tomorrow, get ready for an explosive series finale as the Silver and Black step into the box and try to swat away the Angels. Coverage begins with White Sox pregame live, presented by the Koalas family of dealerships. Tomorrow at 12:30 on CSN.
Here's a pitch. Fly ball to right. So Hayward trying to get behind it. Going to be a play at the plate. Here's the throw. Holiday to the dish. He is out. Jason Hayward keeps the Cubs in the lead. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. He got him on the slider.
Welcome back. As we told you yesterday, Kyle Schwarber had successful surgery on his left knee. He tweeted this from his hospital bed. Watching the boys get after it. Thank all of you for the prayers and best wishes. Let's get this win. Kyle facing a long rehab, but the Cubs are hopeful he'll be ready to go for spring training next February. While Cubs starting pitching has been nothing short of sensational through the first 2.5 weeks of the season. How about 13 quality starts in 14 outings, which of course means at least 6 innings pitched, allowing 3 earned runs or less. This afternoon, Kyle Hendricks hoping to extend that streak in the finale of a 3-game series at Busch Stadium. Cubs offense trying to get something going early. Anthony Rizzo at the dish, runner at second. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. He sends this Carlos Martinez pitch deep to center field, but Randall Grichuk has a beat on it, goes over the wall and brings it back, robbing Rizzo of a 2-run homer. Take another look. Great grab by Grichuk. Timed the jump perfectly. His starting pitcher appreciates it, and all Rizzo can do is smile. He's battling a bit of a slump right now. Bottom of the first. Hendricks facing Matt Holliday with the runner on second. Looks like just a fly ball to left, but it keeps carrying, and that one's not coming back. Into the first row of the bleachers. Holliday's 3rd homer makes it 2-0 Redbirds. More trouble in the second. Runners on the corners, and Hendricks normally pinpoint control, lets one get away. Cardinals would score twice in the inning and grab a 4-0 lead. Bottom of the third now, Chris Bryant showing his versatility.
This one will be caught. Chris Bryant lays out and robs Matt Adams of a base hit.
Yeah, Bryant normally a third baseman, looks pretty good in left field. He looks better than Jorge Soler out there. There's no question about it. Top of the fourth, Rizzo leading off, and this time, no one's going to pull it back. Way gone in right field off the facade. Rizzo got all of that one, measured at 431 feet. That's his 4th homer of the year, 12th run batted in. Cubs are on the board, trailing 4-1. And then Mother Nature gets involved. The skies would open up, they roll out the tarp and sit back and strap it down. A long rain delay at Busch Stadium. How about 3 hours and 21 minutes until they get going again? After the delay, Cubs mount a bit of a rally. Runners on the corners in the 8th inning. Rizzo base hit to right. Cubs score 2 and trail 4-3, but in the bottom half, Cub killer Yadier Molina does it again. Base hit to left. Grichuk scores an insurance tally. The Cubs would strike out 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. Cardinals hang on to beat the Cubs and avoid the sweep. 5-3 is the final. Next up, the Cubs move on to Cincinnati, and Jake Arrieta will be on the mound for the series opener. We'll have the game for you on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. First pitch just after 6 p.m. That's followed by Cubs postgame live. David Kaplan and Todd Hollinsworth.
Something odd. Something strange is happening this year with the White Sox. They're catching the baseball, they're throwing out runners, they're even laying down perfect bunts instead of popping them out to the catcher. And yes, the White Sox are winning more games, more than any team in the American League right now. if only they could start hitting. Chris Sale on the bump today, coming off a 1-0 shutout against the Rays. He got some offense early. Bottom of the first, Tyler Saladino up and Tyler Saladino out. Way out. A solo shot to left, his first homer of the season. The Sox on top 1-0. Meanwhile, the defense came up big again for the White Sox. Top of the second, Todd Frazier bare hands this and nails Cole Calhoun at first. Sale was cruising early, giving up 2 hits through 4. To the 5th after an Alex Avila double. Austin Jackson, look at this bunt. Garrett Richards air mails it. Avila comes around to score, and the Sox added their lead with some small ball. It's 2-0. In the 8th, Sale is still going, but on a 1-2 count, he hits Calhoun, and that would be it for Sale. 7 innings of 2-hit ball. But in the same inning, with 2 men on, Robin decides to go to his closer, David Robertson, coming in for the 4-out save. And Rafael Ortega is at the dish facing Robertson with 2 men on a full count. A base hit past Brett Laurie, and the Angels are on the board. Sox lead is now 2-1. But Robertson escapes the jam, gets another ground ball to third. Frazier, long throw, and he gets him. And with 1 out, the last guy you want at the plate is Mike Trout. He rips one to Frazier, who makes a great stop, but his throw is a little off. It goes all the way to the wall. Trout's going for 2, but Jerry Sands says you'll get nothing, and like it. Trout is out. And it's now down to their last out, and that is Albert Pujols. And Robertson gets a soft ground ball, and that is going to do it. Robertson gets his 6th save of the season. The White Sox hold on to win it 2-1. Sale improves to 4-0 for the first time in his career.
Coop and I have talked a lot about game plan and mindset, and you know, how to go about attacking hitters and you know, teams and stuff like that. And you know, we're just going to try to keep doing what we've been doing.
You know, he pitches with a lot of emotion, and one thing we've talked about is being able to harness that, and use it to his advantage. Being able to use that type of emotion, that type of ability, but then also know when to step back on occasion in those situations to get that quick out maybe, or the double play, instead of having to throw, you know, 15, 16 pitches to get, you know, 1 or 2 strikeouts. And, you know, all that kind of correlates. We've talked about that through spring training a little bit, as far as not only, you know, being efficient, but being able to kind of harness that.
That should save Sale's arm, too, not having to get so many strikeouts. The White Sox have the lowest ERA in the American League, and their starters have a lot to do with it. 6 times they've gone 6 innings with 3 or fewer hits, not runs, hits. No other team in the majors has more than 4. Sale has done it twice. Matt Latos is 3 for 3.
No one would have predicted that
no.
when the season began. But they'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, the Blackhawks have overcome a 3-1 deficit to the playoffs before. How will they draw on that past experience? We'll hear from Coach Q and company heading into the do-or-die Game 5 tomorrow. Plus, some big news from the NFL. A star cornerback unexpectedly becomes a free agent. Might the Bears be interested? Another top pick is traded with the draft coming up next week. Those stories and more straight ahead on Sportsnet Central.
You don't have to go on a treasure hunt to find a great deal on a new Honda. Get the Schaumburg Honda automobiles, but you better hurry.
During the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, lease the redesigned 2016 Honda Civic Sedan for just $179 a month.
Better see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schaumburg.
Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't. Professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
Nice car. Not so nice scratch. Wouldn't it be nice if removing ugly scratches from your car was this easy? Now with new Finish Scratch Doctor, removing surface scratches is easy. In fact, independent laboratory tests have proven Scratch Doctor to be the best scratch remover available. Scratch Doctor with advanced microtechnology also removes paint scrapes, scuffs, haze, and swirl marks. So get Scratch Doctor.
#1 rated Scratch Doctor. Available at O'Reilly Auto, Home Depot, Pep Boys, Target, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, we're on the adventure of a lifetime, and we need something that can keep up.
Well, the RAV4 is tech-savvy, has an NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating, and plenty of cargo space for your gear so you'll be ready for anything. Now, what kind of adventure are we talking about?
You're looking at him.
Aw, double trouble.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2016 RAV4, or lease RAV4 for only $209 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Terra came up with a Tarasenko. He scores! That is 12 goals in 17 career playoff games for Tarasenko. Kane, a mishandle, came in front. A shot to save by Elliott. Rebound. They score! Keith found the carom, and it's 2-1 Chicago. Goes across. Here's a centering pass. Knocked away. Rebound. They score! The puck went right to Schwartz, and it's 3-2 Blues on their second power play goal. A steal by Steen. He's right in. He scores! It's 4-2 Blues.
Safe to say this series against the Blues hasn't gone according to plan for the Blackhawks. They're down 3-1 in the series. Kane, Taves, and Hossa have yet to find the back of the net, and their leading scorer is defenseman Duncan Keith, who missed the first game of the series. Now with the series shifting to St. Louis for Game 5, it's win 3 in a row or go home.
Well, it's one game. That's all it is. It's one game we're focusing on, and we're going to move past this one right away and focus on the next one, and that's all it is.
I don't know if there's extra pressure. I think that when you're down 3-1, I think it shifts, and I think everybody wants to win in the worst way, and I think that's what we got to come with, that attitude and appetite tomorrow night. And, but I don't think it's any different than it's been in other years.
Just take one game at a time. It's like what we've done all series, so we're not going to change anything. We're play hard, play the way we can play. We just got to look back to what's made us a successful team over the last number of years. And there's some details that are present, and there's some that haven't been in these games that we've lost. So part of that is the things that happen after the whistle, stuff that we've always done a good job of just staying away from and keeping it between the whistles, and just focusing our energy and our emotion into the play that we bring on the ice. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night.
When facing playoff elimination under Joel Quenneville, the Blackhawks are 11-4. That's the good news. The bad news is it is really tough to come back from a 3-1 deficit and win a series. The Hawks famously did it against the Red Wings in 2013, but the other 4 times they went on to lose the series. So tomorrow night it is Game 5 from St. Louis, and we've got it for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Pre-game live sets the table at 8, and then Pat Foley and Eddie Olczyk bring you the call at 8:30.
Now to the NFL, where apparently some general managers have lost their minds searching for a franchise quarterback. Last week, the Rams gave up a king's ransom to trade for the #1 pick in the draft. And today, the Eagles gave up 5 picks, including a pair of #1s, to move up from 8th to 2nd overall. Both of those teams will take quarterbacks. The Rams, who have the #1 choice, still deciding between Cal's Jared Goff and Carson Wentz of North Dakota State. Should be a very interesting round 1. Time for our Sports Business Insider, presented by Elk Grove Village. Makers wanted. The NFC champion Carolina Panthers rescinded the franchise tag on star cornerback Josh Norman. That makes him an unrestricted free agent. The 28-year-old Norman is considered one of the league's elite cover corners. The Panthers became convinced they wouldn't be able to sign him to a long-term contract, and they did not want to be locked into a nearly $14 million salary for 2016 under the franchise tag. And Chuck, the Bears have about $22 million in cap room. How about Josh Norman?
That would be a good one. I would like that. Well, can the Hawks win 3 straight and complete another playoff comeback? Your tweet answers are coming up next.
Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's here.
What took you so long?
Jimmy John's. Freaky fresh, freaky fast.
I love a man in uniform.
My destiny said I belong in the city.
My destiny tried to tell me where to go.
They say everyone has a predetermined path, one we can't escape.
But my path, like my car, is my choice.
Visit MitsubishiCars.com and find the car for you.
Visit MaxManson.com. 0% APR offers 72 to 84 months plus rebates topping $1,500 and make no payments for 45 to 90 days at Max Manson Mitsubishi.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help you build all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything. Menards has a huge selection of Mastercraft doors in stock. Take one home and install it today. Select sizes of this DuraCore Prime interior door are only $62.29 after 11% rebate. Stop in for an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
So everyone's favorite part of the brownie is the crispy edge, right? Now there's no more fighting for the corner piece because Brownie Brittle gives you the thin, light, crispy edge of a gourmet brownie in an easy, snackable treat. And unlike a rich, full-calorie brownie, Brownie Brittle has only 120 calories per serving to satisfy your chocolatey craving. Look for Brownie Brittle in 5 delicious flavors at a club or grocery store near you. Brownie Brittle, we've got the edge on brownies.
Picture this, 7 p.m. Traffic jam, buses running late, takeouts getting cold, and you're missing the Hawks.
It's cleared to center for Taves. He got a breakaway!
But all you have to do is follow @CSN Blackhawks on Twitter and leave the rest up to us.
Check your phone. Tracy Myers already tweeted you Captain Taves' amazing goal.
Shooting. He scores! 2 goals from Jonathan Taves, and the Hawks up a pair.
Earlier in the show, we asked, how confident are you that the Blackhawks can come back and win this series? Mike says, point blank, no cup this year. Blackhawks are being outplayed. And Ian, more optimistic, saying, I will always have faith in this team. Maybe this will push the superstars to the level they should be playing at. Thank you so much for your tweets.
Well, even when you don't win a playoff series, it can be fun. Just ask Michael Jordan. 30 years ago today, he poured in 63 against the Celtics. Bulls lost in double overtime, but Jordan's record still stands. And afterwards, Larry Bird was quoted as saying, I think it's just God disguised as Michael Jordan. He was something to watch that day.
Yeah.
And he's coming back off a broken foot.
I can't believe that was 30 years ago.
I can't believe this photo either. This is Tom Thibodeau, his first year as an NBA assistant coach with the Timberwolves under Bill Musselman, 1989-90. Tibbs had the mullet going. He had the blue tracksuit.
Looks like Rick Springfield.
Looking sharp. Twin Cities women, watch out. Tibbs is on the loose.
I got to be honest with you. I kind of looked like that in 1989.
Is that right?
I had a mullet going myself. So
check the archives.
No, those are burned. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching Sportsnet Center, presented by Comcast Business. For Mark Shanowski and Tom Thibodeau's mullet, I'm Chuck Garfine.
And then David Kaplan had a full head of hair back then. We'll have to get those photos
side by side. I want to see that.
We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Thanks so much for finding us at 7:10.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business, built for business.
For over 90 years, one name means more to car buyers. Grosinger City Toyota.
4 floors of new Toyotas with free valet parking. Get a new RAV4 for $228 a month with no down payment. All in for only $228 per month.
Grosinger City Toyota in Chicago.
Sleepy's one-day mattress sale is today only, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Save up to 60% on select Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, and more, with mattresses starting at just $99. And Beauty Rest queen sets starting at just $4.99. Get a free box spring with any Sealy Posturepedic. Get up to half off select adjustable bases with select Beauty Rest. Plus, get free delivery with Tempur-Pedic and more. At Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Advance Auto, Target, Home Depot, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
After sweeping the Reds at Wrigley, the Cubs look to make an encore performance in Cincy. Join Len and JD for the first pitch and watch every hit, homer, and highlight. Cubs versus Reds, Major League Baseball, tomorrow at 6 on CSN.
Hey, you found the new Corolla. Isn't it fun? Yeah. That N-Tune audio system is rocking. And I see you figured out the Bluetooth connectivity with your phone. Let's kick this party up a notch and let me join. Sure. Jim?
I go by DJ Bluetooth in here, Jan.
Right now, you can get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2016 Corolla or lease Corolla for $149 a month. Hurry in today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Chicago Cubs baseball on CSN. It's presented to you by State Farm. Today, the Cubs go for a 3-game series sweep over the St. Louis Cardinals here on Comcast Sportsnet. Overcast, mild temperatures as the Cubs and Cardinals battle in the series finale. Great to have you with us for Cubs baseball here on CSN. Jim Deshaies and Len Casper, 2-1 win for the Cubs last night.
Jason Hamill, kind of like the big kid in Little League, dominating the game last night, pitching 6 shutout innings and driving in the only runs of the ball game. For the Cubs, let's review the video. Hamill with 6 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. That slider, obviously a great weapon for him. It was again last night. He's made 3 starts. Now he's 2-0, has an ERA of 1. Here's the base hit I was talking about. Drives in 2. And that's all the Cubs would need as they hang on to win 2-1. It wasn't a one-man show, however. Jason Hayward with that big play from right field, throwing out Matt Holliday at home plate.
So Hayward without a hit in the series, although he's hit several balls hard. The defense has been a big factor. Hector Rondon, his first appearance in over a week. He notches the save. Only the second one-run decision for the Cubs this year. So they're 5-0 against the National League Central. Interestingly enough, JD, the Cardinals are 0-5 against the Pirates and the Cubs.
Yeah, they were swept in their season opening series in Pittsburgh, and their bats have gone quiet. Coming into this series, the Cardinals had averaged about 9 runs per game over the last week. They've managed just 1 here in the first 2 games of this series.
That tells you how good the pitching is for the Pirates and the Cubs, right?
Yeah, indeed. Absolutely. And they were playing some weak sisters in that stretch, too, where they were scoring all those runs.
All right, we'll have a studio update, and then we'll talk some starting pitching as Kyle Hendricks will take the ball today. Cubs looking for their first sweep in a 3-game series in this ballpark since 2010.
My destiny said I belong in the city.
My destiny tried to tell me where to go.
They say everyone has a predetermined path, one we can't escape.
But my path, like my car, is my choice.
Visit MitsubishiCars.com and find the car for you.
Visit MaxMatson.com. 0% APR offer, 72 to 84 months plus rebates topping $1,500 and make no payments for 45 to 90 days at Max Matson Mitsubishi.
It's a whole new ball game with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
It is magic.
Experience the ultimate season ticket now at a new lower price.
Unbelievable.
Every punch out, every rundown,
what a play,
and every walk-off.
Whoa.
all at your fingertips. And with MLB.tv included, you can watch nearly 100 live games a week on over 400 supported devices. Don't miss a minute of the action. Follow your favorite team on any screen with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Order now.
When it's time to party, let's face it, size does matter. And I didn't know they made them that big.
Let Mr. Submarine cater your next party. With the tastiest meats, cheeses, and veggies served on fresh from the bakery Toronto bread, everyone will be happy to dive into deliciousness with Mr. Submarine.
For over 90 years, one name means more to car buyers, Grossinger Honda.
Get a new Honda Civic for $158 a month with only $0 down. That's a new Civic for just $158 a month, all in.
Grossinger Honda in Chicago.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
Great rates for great rides.
After sweeping the Reds at Wrigley, the Cubs look to make an encore performance in Cincy. Join Len and JD for the first pitch and watch every hit, homer, and highlight. Cubs versus Reds, Major League Baseball, tomorrow at 6 on CSN.
If today's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Here's the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Dexter Fowler off to a great start, leading the majors in OPS. Hayward, Zobrist, Rizzo. Chris Bryant's going to play left. Tommy LaStella's at third. Miguel Montero catching. Javier Baez in for Addison Russell. And Kyle Hendricks, the pitcher.
Cardinals have committed 15 errors this year. That's the most in Major League Baseball. The guys up the middle, Diaz and Wong, have combined to make 7 errors. So it's Holiday, Grichuk, Piscotty in the outfield. Carpenter, Diaz, Wong, Adams third to first. Molina behind the plate, and Alexis pursuing perfection. Starting pitcher for the Cardinals here this afternoon is fireballing right-hander Carlos Martinez, 24 years of age. Stands 6 foot even, $1.85. 2 starts, he's won them both, has a 3.46 ERA.
Let's get the umpires for today. Sam Holbrook is behind the plate. Rob Drake at first. Carlos Torres at second. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, is at third. We're having some technical issues here at the ballpark with the pitch readouts and pitch tracks, so they're working on it. And we hope to have that information ready for you very soon as Martinez.
96. It's going to be audible pitch tracks.
Okay, got it. That's some good life on it for sure. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lights are on. It's overcast. We might get some rain. We were very fortunate to not get rain last night.
It was pretty wet out this morning. Field's in good shape now, however. Martinez gets a good run on that two-seam fastball away from the lefties, in on the right-handed hitters.
Fouled out of play. They're saying 69 degrees at game time. Cardinals really missed Martinez in the playoffs last year. That's in the dirt. He was shut down in late September with shoulder issues.
From Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, he has drawn comparisons to the Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez, not just because of the name, but because of the build and the stuff.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 to start the ball game.
Might have been the changeup. Looked like Fowler was out in front of it. Boy, we've seen a ton of that from the Cardinals pitching staff in this series.
Here's Jason Hayward. Has definitely had an impact on this series, even though he's gone 0 for 9. Several hard hit balls, and it's the defense that has really stood out. 2 sliding grabs in game 1 and nailed Matt Holliday at the plate in game 2 to keep the Cubs in the lead, and they would win it 2-1. And I crunched some numbers on Hayward. He's hitting 170 here in the early going, but his batting average on balls in play is 225. His career number is 309, so that should go way up. His line drive rate is well above average at 30%.
Yeah, and when you hit the ball that hard, that batting average on balls in play is usually well above average. So been a lot of misfortune for Hayward to this point.
And if you're wondering about how balls in play and the batting average works, the major league average is roughly around 290 to 300 depending on the season. So if you see a guy like Hayward down in the low 200s, those things tend to even out. And if you see a guy at 390, it'll probably go down. There's a line drive and it drops.
Yeah, especially the guy that's, as you mentioned, making all that hard contact with that high line drive percentage. Sooner or later, the hits are going to fall.
A little bit off the end of the bat and well placed. Yeah, it's easy to say hit them where they ain't. That's the old baseball adage, but it's a lot harder to do now than ever before.
Yeah, with all the advanced scouting and the shifting.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Long pause by Martinez, and the pitch is in for a strike.
Well, you know all about Molina with all the Gold Gloves and a very high caught stealing percentage throughout his career. Martinez has been tough to run on. That guy has a lot to do with it for sure, but 8 successful, 9 caught against Martinez in his career. Oh, less than a break-even proposition when you try to run against this tandem.
Martinez not afraid to show his emotions out there.
He buckled on that one.
Molina looking into his own dugout. Now gives the sign to Martinez, and a 1-1 is outside.
Yeah, and Martinez, he gets a lot of ground ball outs too. So he's a power guy who can rack up the strikeouts, but he also gets a lot of ground ball outs. So he's the kind of guy you'd like to start some runners against. More likely to play hit and run than straight steal. And this is a good count to do that on. You got a good guy in the box too.
Swing and the miss. So the man armed with the big fastball has been successful with his off-speed here in the first inning.
Boy, we saw it from Jaime Garcia last night, threw a ton of changeups. All the guys coming out of their bullpen feature good changeups, just about all of them.
Good lead by Hayward. Not running the 2-2 on the outside corner to freeze Zobrist.
Well, I think that ball's off the edge. It was a quality pitch, though. And you can't fault Zobrist for laying off. There's not a whole lot you're going to do with it.
That will bring up Anthony Rizzo. Hitless over his last 3 games. So he's got a 163 batting average, but he's knocked in 11 in 14 games, making his hits count, and he's also batted with 12 more runners on base than the average hitter with his amount of plate appearances early. So if you extrapolate that over the course of a major league season, he is going to have a ton of RBI opportunities this year. And the pitch. Ball 1.
Yeah, well, he and Bryant should really benefit from the addition of Zobrist and Hayward to this lineup. Those guys create a lot of traffic. They'll have ample opportunities to drive them home.
Just getting started. Top of the first inning. 2 outs, and Rizzo takes a strike. Another one on that outside edge.
Yeah, and he called that one that Martinez wanted in that sequence was Zobrist. A ball that was probably on the plate, but he ruled it inside. So it looks like he may be just going to be a little generous off that outside corner. And hitters are going to have to make it a bit of an adjustment.
Now 2-1. It's an anniversary today. It was April 20th, 1916, when the Chicago National League Ball Club played its first game in its new home. It was Weidman Park back in 1916. 10 years later, it would become Wrigley Field. I think it was Cubs Park there in the interim, too. Fly ball, center field, well hit. To the wall. And caught. Randall Grichuk just stole away a home run from Anthony Rizzo. A leaping grab at the barrier. Instead of 2-0, we are scoreless as the Cardinals are coming up.
From the first building block to the last coat of paint, Menards is here to help you build all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything. Menards has a huge selection of Mastercraft doors in stock. Take one home and install it today. Select sizes of this Duracore primed interior door are only $62.29 after 11% rebate. Stop in for an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This isn't a car. It's a Mini. There's a difference. Our wheels are pushed out to the corners. Our iconic design is beyond compare. And our heart is right where it belongs. Donating to Feeding America with each test drive. And giving you $1,000 additional cash off any new Mini. It's the Mini April Invitational, running from the 15th through the 24th.
If you had $1 for every dollar car insurance companies say they'll save you by switching, you'd have like a ton of dollars. But how are they saving you those dollars? A lot of companies might answer or no comment. Then there's Esurance, born online, raised by technology, and majors in efficiency. So whatever they save, you save. Hassle, time, paperwork, hair tearing out, and yes, especially dollars. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Know you're budgeted for the expected and the unexpected. Know that at least the process of buying a new home can be clear and simple. Know your investments can make retirement closer than you think. Know the one word behind all the guidance we provide, tools we create, and services we offer. Because when you have insight, you know.
You don't have to go on a treasure hunt to find new car savings. Arlington Acura has treasures right in your backyard.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on all brand new 2016 Acura models.
Better see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman's Arlington Acura in Palatine, just west of Route 53 on Dundee Road.
Verizon is the #1 network in America. I know what you're thinking. They all claim stuff like that. Yeah, but some of them are stretching the truth a little bit. One claimed to be 4 times better. We said 4 times better than who? They said 4 times better than we used to be. Well, if you're 4 times better than you used to be, and you're still not the best, your tagline should be not as rubbish as we were.
Only Verizon is the nation's most awarded wireless network ever. Now get 20 gigs on 4 lines for $80 when you switch to the best network.
One of the Cardinal problems has been defense, but possibly a game-changing play in the top of the first. Let's look at their Southwest starting lineup. Matt Carpenter third. Piscotty is in right. Matt Holliday plays left. Matt Adams gets his second straight start at first. Grichuk just made the catch. He's in center. Molina, Wong, and Diaz ahead of the pitcher Carlos Martinez.
Cubs with a different look this afternoon defensively. Chris Bryant gets a start in left. Fowler and Hayward at center and right. Tommy La Stella in there at third today. And Javi Baez will get his second start at shortstop. Zobrist and Rizzo on the right side. Montero behind the plate. Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher. The sinker baller, the professor, Kyle Hendricks. 1-1, 284 through 2 starts.
And a strike on Matt Carpenter. You saw on the lineup card, Carpenter 6 out of 10 against Hendricks. 2 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts in the series for Carpenter.
It's kind of a free strike first pitch to Carpenter to start a ball game. He's very patient. Sinkers, changeups, cutters, and a curveball for Hendricks. When you talk about pounding the strike zone, man, he's on the attack against the Rockies. 85 pitches, 68 for strikes.
They felt like he threw the ball pretty well, even though he took the loss. And his pitching coach agreed. Thought he was very good. 48th career start. Hendricks with a 3.46 earned run average at this level, and Carpenter couldn't hold up. That's his strikeout. So Matt Carpenter has struck out 4 times in 8 at-bats in the series.
Oh, we're talking about the Cardinals and all the changeups they've featured. There's a dandy from Hendricks. That's a big weapon for him, and Carpenter well out in front of it. Yeah, the Cubs, that's a game they had the defensive meltdown. They committed 4 errors in that ball game in Hendricks' last start.
Strike on Stephen Piscotty. 0 for 5 in the first 2 games. Hendricks likes to work quickly. It's 0-2. Fastball at 88. We saw him around 86 early on, but velocity not a big deal for Hendricks.
No, he's willing to sacrifice velocity to get movement. That's a dandy. That's probably strike 3.
That's about as much emotion as you'll see out of Hendricks. Kind of a half-second pause. On the ground, and it gets past La Stella. That ball came up on him a little bit. Piscotty to second, and he'll stand there. We'll see how they score it. Boy, it is a game of inches. Hendricks thought he had strike 3 called, and on the next pitch, the Scotty reaches.
Yeah, so he's talking to Sam Holbrook now, asking where that pitch was. So Holbrook perhaps squeezed him, and then Tommy couldn't make the play on this one. Not an easy chance, but looked like he was going to be able to make a play on that ball. Probably be a 2-base hit.
And it is a double. And it'll bring up Matt Holliday, 6 for 12 with 2 homers against Hendricks. Cardinals 7-7. That includes 0-5 against the Pirates and the Cubs. High fly to left. Bryant back at the wall. It's gone. 2-run homer, Matt Holliday, and the ball is jumping today. On both Rizzo and Holliday's deep flies, and neither had a chance.
Yeah, I'm with you, and especially with that launch angle, you see the ball hit that high. Normally, it's not going to carry out of the ballpark, especially this yard. I was kind of hoping Bryant would be able to make a play on that ball to pay back Grichuk, but he could not. This ball drifts into the swing of Holliday. It's his 3rd home run of the year. He continues to have success against Kyle Hendricks.
Career homer number 278, and he now has 1,100 career RBIs. So that's their first homer of the series.
First long ball allowed by Hendricks this year.
362 well-placed feet. He just got it out. Fouled back by Matt Adams, 1-2. Wow, how about that turnaround? Cubs thought they were up 2-0. And Grichuk took away a homer from Rizzo. And a few batters later, it's 2-0 St. Louis.
Kyle elevating that pitch at 87, so he's got to kind of get back down around the knees.
Swing and a miss on the changeup for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts on the change.
Little River Band. Cool Change. It's a good song. It was a good pitch.
I'll have to Spotify it after the game. Here's Grichuk. 2nd consecutive start and 11th overall this year. Bounced up there, and it's 1-1. Clouds have darkened a little bit here in downtown St. Louis. Lights are on, as I mentioned.
Yeah, in reality and metaphorically.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the home run saving catch, our Xfinity high-speed action. He timed it well.
Cardinal fans will be reminded of Jimmy Edmonds, the Gold Glover, with a play like that. And Grichuk, an outstanding athlete. Of course, I guess you don't play center field in the major leagues unless you're an outstanding athlete.
Yeah. 2-2 hit very well. Fowler has it. Ball almost popped out of his mitt, but he makes the grab on the warning track to end the inning. Holliday with a homer. It's 2-0 after 1.
Get to Lexus of Arlington and check out the savings today. I hate them snakes.
Right now, get